Hey everybody, welcome to Gadsden State Community College edition of RiverCity-Media. I'm Howard Channing with Randy Cunningham, and of course, the star of the show is Coach Ryan Clark of the Gadsden State Lady softball team. And we got two special guests tonight. Coach, would you like to bring them in, or you want me to do it?
I will. I got Kirby Weiser, sophomore outfielder, and Molly Weaver, a freshman infielder.
Awesome, ladies. Thanks for joining us tonight. And Coach, as you knew or as you know before we went live, he said we've only got you for about 15 minutes, and we got to kick you off. So I'm still not sure what the reasoning behind that is, but anyway, we
It's
got
that
you for
attention
about.
span.
Oh, is it okay? Let's start off with Kirby. Start with you. A 12-0 start this season. A big change from last year to this year. Tell us what has transpired between last year and this year.
I feel like our pitching has gotten a lot better, and sad to say this, but everybody on the team likes each other this year. I know a lot of us were in like our own separate pods last year, and that's a lot different, which helps a lot. So
Did you say sad to say?
yes, I was meaning like I hated that last year was that way, but I'm glad this year is different.
Okay,
Yeah.
Molly, you're a freshman this year coming in. How's it feel to be on a 12-0 team already?
Feels pretty good. I came from 2 years of high school of not very good play, and it was a little discouraging. So it's good to be on a team that all get along and winning.
Uh, Molly, y'all are putting up some big numbers this year offensively, and what do you contribute that to?
Um,
Listening to coach. Oh, go ahead.
yeah, listening to Coach York. Every day we do just everyday drills, and he gets onto me on those with finishing through. So that's really helped me out a lot.
Um, Kirby, with you from last year to this year, what's been the biggest difference other than everybody getting along?
Um, I don't know. Really, it's just that when you actually get along, you play better together, and it just shows on at practice and on the field during games. So that's what the
Kirby,
only thing.
Kirby, let me jump in. Does it help having a home field now? Because you know
Yes,
y'all have your home field and you're not wandering around playing. Just does it give a different feel than last year?
absolutely, for sure.
Uh, Kirby, if I'm mistaken, you mentioned something about pitching a little bit earlier, being a little bit better this year. And I'm looking at the stats now. And Coach, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm looking at these stats, and the pitching ERA is 1.90. Wow, that's
Yep,
getting
that
good.
sounds that sounds right. That's close.
How
Okay,
is it?
yeah.
How's it playing in the outfield or playing behind a pitcher that's basically putting the ball in play and letting y'all do what you need to? Molly.
It feels really good. I mean, we have really good pitchers that we can just count on to either, I would say, blow it by them or allow us to have something easy to get out of innings pretty quick.
Kirby.
Um, Thankfully, like Molly said, we don't really have to get much action in the outfield because they're normally blowing it by them or like they allow us to be able to just make easy plays.
Good deal. Randy, it seems like these girls are excited to be on a 12-0 team.
I'm excited to be doing a podcast for the 12-0 team. It's a nice run. It's a very nice run. Um, Kirby, let's start there with a little bit. How did you end up at Gadsden State? Where'd you go to high school at? And what was your recruiting process like?
Well, I actually went to Sylvania, which was where Clark has been. Um, I was around Clark a lot. Um, Growing up, I was around Molly's sister actually, so that's kind of where it all started. And then, like we were saying earlier, I was around him while he was coaching football, and then he left baseball to come coach us for the softball team. So
I
that's
was
where I.
around him. I was around him during football season too, some too.
Oh
And
yeah.
I
I
learn
like
a
it
lot.
better at softball.
Hey, Molly, where did you come from and what was your recruiting process?
Pretty much the same as Kirby's. I was with him at Sylvania for I want to say 2 years, and then he moved to Gadsden. And it was pretty much just you coming or not. So here I am.
Hey,
Right.
let's start with Molly this time. Molly, was there a moment where you went, I'm a college athlete, and and it just kind of like all the work I've done, I'm a college athlete.
Mm, I don't really know. It's never just really clicked with me. It's just kind of like, oh, I'm playing softball. I mean, there at the beginning when we had our first few games, especially when we played JSU, I was like, wow, this is pretty cool that I'm playing big teams. Cause when I was little, it's just something I played at JSU a lot when I was little, just with travel ball and stuff. So it was pretty cool getting to play my own college ball at JSU.
My daughter is a sophomore football player, girls football player. And the first card a coach gave her in the college, you would think that she just won a Heisman. I think it's framed in her room. So it had to be that moment somewhere that you thought, hey, I can play at the next level. Do you remember when that happened?
Mm,
I think I'll
Probably
jump
not.
in. I would say probably her sophomore year. She had a really good year when I was still at Sylvania. And I think it was kind of a shock to her close to the end of the year. She had a really good year, ended up making all state. And there were several coaches that had asked me about her. And I think that probably is where it clicked for her that, hey, that's kind of real, that's a real goal that I can reach. But I would say, just from the outside looking in, that's probably where that all started.
How about Coach? While I got you, how about Kirby? You was around her a little longer. Was there a point that you went? I just she elevated her game.
Yeah, there's no doubt. When she was make sure I get this right. She was a junior. We started having that conversation, telling her, and that was my last year there. We started having that conversation. I told her, I think that you could play somewhere at the next level. And then so we went through a recruiting process with her. And then right about the time all that got started, I took this job and ended up being
Mm.
first offer, and she took it pretty quick. So it never really it was growing legs, but I think I got this job at the right time, so it didn't go too very far before she decided she wanted to come to Gadsden.
Yeah, and I think you were done being a defensive coordinator.
I was. Yep.
Hey, one more question, and then I'll turn it back over to Howie. We'll start with Kirby. What do you want to do in the future? What I mean, have you got your major picked out, or are you going to play 4 years somewhere else?
I pretty much have my major picked out. I got two that I'm trying to figure out which one I want to get into really, but it's radiology and sonography. So I think I would enjoy both of those. So it's kind of just whichever one I can get into at this point.
You know, helping out old people is a good calling too. So Molly, all the pressure of having one semester. Have you figured anything out for the future yet, or did you have something in the door?
I actually am planning on doing the same thing as Kirby. I hope to get into the sonography program and do echo sonography, which is just heart and stuff like that.
Nice. Well,
Yes.
as a 60-year-old, I support all the medical careers. Y'all can keep me alive someday. Go ahead, Mr. Howie.
I'm just looking at y'all stats, and I hope these are accurate. But Kirby, it looks like you're batting 667. How do you contribute batting so high, being able to stay at that high number, especially after 12 games?
Just try to when I have the opportunity just to put in play, try to we work on situational hitting a lot, so I feel like that helps. Trying to score the runs when we need it to.
Molly, looking at yours, you're at 417, but you got two home runs. Where's that
Mhm.
power come from?
I really don't know, to be honest.
Just say it like you mean it. Sand Mountain.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Coach,
She just swings, and whatever happens, happens.
Yeah. Pure luck.
Coach Clark, these two ladies, bring different aspects to the team and to each other's game and to the game. What can you say about Kirby and Molly both as far as what they bring to the diamond for you?
Well, I'll start with Kirby, and I only brought 10 players back from the year last year, and Kirby was a no doubter. We had conversations throughout the closer to the end of the year, that Kirby was a no doubter. We wanted her on the team. She's a great leader, great person. She brings a really high energy aspect to the team, and she's just a natural leader. She's been that way ever since I've known her. So she was a no brainer. And then Molly, probably other than Abby, um, knows how to push my buttons more than anybody.
Good,
Um,
Molly.
so so it's kind of a good thing too, because every now and then, she'll do something and kind of lighten the mood when we need to lighten it, and then sometimes she tries it when it's not needed, and so we, they both have a really really big role for the team, in their own way, and I'm glad they're both there, and they help us not only as players but as people as well.
Molly, I'll start with you. How was the transition going from Sylvania to Gadsden and having Coach Clark as your coach?
Um,
And of course, for Kirby, I'm going to ask you the same thing, so you get a little heads up on the thinking about that answer.
I can just go first because
yeah, you
me
go
and Molly
first.
have actually talked about this because we were trying to prepare ourselves. Um, we both kind of felt like he was pretty similar to how he coached in high school. He just has different expectations for us, all because we're in college. But he does a lot of things that he actually did in high school, which I really like. So,
I'll add, like, when we were in high school, he took us to regionals both the years he coached me. And that's something we didn't do for I don't even know how many years. But going from having him there and then not having him, you can tell the difference from the 2 years I didn't have him. It was just like I just kind of go through the motions, and now having him in college, he expects do right, do it to the best of your ability, and it really just makes you better as a person because you're not just gonna go through the motions. So it's really helpful having him there.
With both of y'all playing for him in the past, has any of your teammates come up and asked you questions about things since y'all know him probably better than anybody else on the team?
yeah, I think most people just ask about drills, and then like if he's ever mad, if we
Yes.
think he's mad.
Yes. Yes. They'll come up to you and be like, "Does he seem mad to you?" I said, "No, he's just like that. That's just how he acts."
Just a normal Tuesday.
What
And
was
these two, don't let them lie, don't let them trick you. They'll just come up and ask, "Are you mad today?
Yeah. What's your
What's wrong
deal?
with you?" Yeah. So
um, let me ask y'all something, Randy. I'll come to you after this. Second day of practice, he put y'all through the what was it, the rundown drills and or what is that what you call it, the rundown drills? And
yeah.
he felt like he may have took it a little bit too extensive because it lasted a lot longer than he anticipated. What do y'all have to say or any comments about that on the second day of practice? Him basically running you into the ground.
Well,
um, well, it shows today, like in our games, because we've had a few rundown situations the past few games or so, and we've done it right. So
mhm.
obviously something's working.
Yep. You do it till you get it right, and then in the game we've had, was it two of the last 4 games we've had rundowns. The last one was a rundown double play, and it's because everybody was in the right spot.
So did y'all think back? I'm sorry, Randy. I know I said come to you, but let me kind of piggyback on this. Did y'all think back to that second day of practice like we don't want to have to do all that running again? Let's get it right the first time.
Yes.
I think that every day.
Gotcha. Randy.
Hey, I don't have a whole lot. First, I want to say thank you. And there's a lot of people like me that may not be at every game, but I'm like on the Game Changer app, refreshing every 30 seconds, making sure. So you have a lot of people that are interested in you. Do you find? We'll start with Kirby over there. A new program. Was there something about being? You were, I think, the first team in there.
Hmm.
Do you find it great to just like be something? You're going to leave a mark on Gadsden State. Does that mean a lot to you?
Oh yeah, it's a great feeling. Not gonna lie. And me being the first sophomore class basically to graduate, I guess it is a great feeling.
Molly, when you were a senior in high school and Coach Clark was recruiting you, did you think about new programs? We're blessed to have two new programs in the area. I just being able to go to Gadsden, and it's close to home, but it's far from home. You're getting a vision of a new town. Is being in Gadsden and going to Gadsden State something you think is going to expand you as a person outside of softball?
Yeah, I think so. I was telling him before everyone got on here, I said we have a really good group of girls that really just pour into each other. And even the college, the whole community, they're very welcoming when you first get on there and they stay that way the whole entire time. So it really just it's cool to go off from home and figure out how to do things on your own and have a community that is so good to you.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's what Gadsden State seems like to me.
Hmm.
It seems like a next step. I went straight from, I grew up in a little small town, probably the size of Fort Payne, and I went to UT. And I remember my biology class had 300 and something people in it. That was more than I graduated with, that was more than I'd ever seen. So it's a nice intermediate step. Last question, Howie. First, start with Kirby. Tell me just a little bit about Gadsden State and if there's a recruit listening, why they should come there.
I'm just gonna keep talking about the girls. I know, we've kind of set an example of kind of how we want the program to be, and like Molly was saying, the campus is awesome, and they're very welcoming. So
That's awesome. That's everything you want as a parent for a kid. It's if I had to pick a place I wanted my daughter to go, I'd want her to go away somewhere where I knew she was taken care of, but she could expand herself a little bit too. Um, what was it like enrolling at Gadsden? Your first time, Molly? Did the coach and all the your academic advisors kind of tell you what to take and where classes were and all that good stuff?
Yes, our advisors are really good. I went probably my second day and I was like, I need help. I do not know what to do. And they pretty much laid it out on a piece of paper. It's like, take this, take that. You'll have this by the summer. So it was great having someone to be there to really, really help me figure it out very fast.
So we'll cut the last 5 minutes of this out and make a recruiting video, Coach Clark.
Yeah.
And you could add, if we can get Kirby out of school, we can get anybody out of school. So
that's
hey,
right.
Kirby's
hey,
not the one you got to worry about.
It's me.
Molly, don't do it to me. I gotta
I think
ask
they.
one
I
other
think they
question.
both. I think they both had all A's, maybe, or they're really close to a 4.0 if they don't both have a 4.0. So they're both good students.
That leads me to my next question. How's Coach Hart as a study hall guide?
I don't know how they worked that out, but he's there.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead, Allie.
Ladies, I know we're only supposed to have you about 15 minutes, but I'm going to pull rank on Coach Clark and let y'all stick around for a few more minutes anyway. I got a few more questions to ask, and but but we do appreciate your time. We got a question from our colleague Phil Harris to Molly Weaver. Molly, I have known your dad for a long time. Can you share any kind of an embarrassing moment?
Oh gosh, there's a lot of them.
We've got a lot about Phil too, so we could probably all share.
I'd have to think about one. My dad. Oh yeah, I got one. Okay. There was one night we was coming back from somewhere and our garage door was opening and he was just running in the garage and he didn't think about the garage door not like fully opening and he ran slap into that thing and it just knocked him over. Yeah, that's probably the funniest moment.
Mm. I
Ladies,
can I can tell you about Phil leaving a Tennessee football game after 3 plays, and the only reason I know that I was with him, and Tim Tebow scored 3 touchdowns in 3 plays. So
ladies, we're joking around about the 12-0 start, which is great. But the bigger picture is moving on to the World Series and everything. That's a long ways away. But the hard work and dedication that y'all are putting in right now, who is kind of a vocal leader and also a on the field leader for the team? Kirby, we'll start with you.
Um, I think Abby. She's really funny and she's just an overall good leader. Off the field, on the field, you'll never know what's gonna come out of her mouth. So, and her batting is insane, and she's good. Her comeback is gonna be good from when she hurt her knee. I can already tell. So,
Molly, you have somebody different?
Um, I really think Abby too. She knows how to encourage you in a way that other people may not necessarily know how to speak to you. Sometimes you got to tell her just to shut up, though, but she's a good encourager.
yeah, that's our Abby.
Coach, what do you got?
She's the only player I've ever had to put in timeout during a game.
Well, what?
Twice.
She had to go to timeout, go sit in the corner yesterday was it yesterday? Sunday,
Yes.
Saturday. It was either Saturday or Sunday.
It was
I think it
Sunday.
was Sunday.
No, actually, no, it was twice because on Wednesday we were doing our pregame warm up stuff,
That's
and
what I was thinking
she
about.
flips a ball in and it hits me right in the forehead. So that was the first time she went to timeout, and then the second time was yesterday or Saturday during the game. So
So when she goes to timeout, what does she have to do?
just get away from me. It's better for her. It's better for me. Go to the other side of the dugout. Sit
Coach,
in the corner.
Coach, I got a lot of extra blood pressure medicine I can send you during this year. So if you need some, just let me know.
No, she's been all right. She's been all right. It's only been twice so far. So
So, ladies, when y'all are in the dugouts and doing all this cheering and everything, who's the leader of the cheers? Who gets everything going?
I do sometimes, and then LA and Barrett, they do a pretty good job and Lauren's pretty vocal too.
So, uh, more than likely, y'all have got nicknames. Who's got the best nickname on the team so far?
Coach Brad.
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome.
We won't go into that.
Yeah. Let's get to know y'all two girls real quick off the field, and then we'll let y'all get at it because I think y'all had a game today, a couple games today, or anyway, y'all need to get off here and get some rest. Anyway, so start with you, Molly. Uh, what's your favorite food that you enjoy the most?
Steaks. I like steak.
Anywhere in particular?
Not really.
What 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 type of steak? How do you want it cooked?
Medium well.
We can live with that.
That's
Kirby?
the best kind.
Kirby, same thing.
Mashed potatoes. I'm into the carbs.
Awesome. Kirby, start with you on this question. Favorite type of music?
Favorite type of music? Um, Christian or country?
Favorite artist?
Brandon Lake.
Molly, same with you. Music and then
Same with me.
Also
You know
like
what?
Josiah Queen, so
That's good taste. I'll give you that.
you same type of music, Molly.
Yes, same top.
Artist?
Yeah, same
Same
one.
artist.
Yep.
Seem like y'all two's been on the same team for a while, liking the same
Straight
stuff.
from Sand Mountain.
it's been a long time.
Yes.
Three Sylvania alums on one show here. I think that may be a record.
I think Coach Clark is technically a Plainview alum.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
Howie.
it's still
Howie's the third one.
me
Don't
and the
count
two
me in
girls.
that.
Yeah.
Me and the two girls. I was
Oh.
in the '90s. They were in the
Yeah.
2000s.
It didn't have no vein. It was just Sal. You won it so long ago.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah. SYL is all it was back then. Last question for y'all girls, and we appreciate y'all's time joining us and everything. Molly, any superstitions or rituals you got to do before you take the field?
Not really. I just always put my right sock on before my left sock. And that's all.
They got Coach Clark's attention there. His head popped up pretty quick.
How do you know
Probably
I
what?
just
good
didn't know
comes
she did. I just didn't know she knew the difference in the right and the left.
Yeah.
I struggle sometimes.
How do you know it's the right sock? That's what I'm wondering.
I don't know. It's just always what I've done.
Okay. All right.
She holds her hands up and she sees a L, so she knows
Yeah.
it's the left side.
Yeah, I have to do that sometimes.
So, Kirby, how about you? Superstitions or rituals before you take the field?
Nope. It's always different.
Are you sure?
My ADHD is too bad. I just do whatever.
There you go. Makes sense. Good deal. Ladies, we appreciate y'all joining us. Tell your teammates to be ready to hop on here with us at some point throughout the year. Tell them it's not that bad. And it may not be that good either, but it's not going to be that bad either. But we appreciate y'all's time. I'm going to come down and watch as soon as things kind of settle down. And I ain't going to lie to you girls. It's got to warm up a little bit for me to get out and sit out in 30-degree weather and watch y'all play softball. I'm sorry, but I like the cold weather, but not just sitting still in it and not being able to do something. So
I don't blame you.
yeah, how do y'all prepare for that? Getting ready, because I was down in Troy 2 weeks ago and I was at the same hotel as UNA, and they played early morning game and it was about 30 degrees and they were all bundled up like it was -0 outside. But then by the time lunch rolled around, the temperature was around 60. How do you prepare for such a big difference starting the morning till the afternoon?
I normally just dress warm, and if I get hot, then I'll just change out.
Yeah.
Good deal. Yeah. Well, that'll work. Coach, even coaches are surprised by that answer, so.
That's what I do. I carry an extra bag. It's got a jacket and a hoodie just in case.
Yep.
Always.
Because we know Coach Clark don't like cold weather.
Nope.
And ladies, before we let you go, one more question or comment from Phil Harris. He says he will see you at Northeast. Looking forward to it. And Phil Harris is a PA announcer at Northeast College for their home game. So if he doesn't pronounce your names right, y'all got our permission at RiverCity-Media to go up and give him the what for not pronouncing your name right.
He chose the wrong team when we started this podcast.
Look at Coach Clark laughing about that comment. Ladies, thanks for joining us. If we can do anything for you, let us know. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. If y'all will like, follow, share, let all your friends know about us here on RiverCity-Media, because we got this show every other week here with Coach Clark, and hopefully moving forward we'll have more of your teammates on. And be sure to comment on here when they're on there to give us something to actually talk about and maybe embarrass them a little bit.
Especially
Abby
Abby.
needs to be the next one.
Abby's been here.
Oh,
Yeah,
she needs to come again.
Maybe Chloe.
Oh,
We-
yes.
we've
Chloe would be a good
experienced- We've experienced the Abby. That's the reason.
one. Good.
I've got a little ADHD too, so I can stay with it. So
So ladies, we appreciate your time, and good luck the rest of the season. And like I said, I will get down to watch y'all play at home, and then when y'all come up to Northeast, I'll come over and watch that as well. And but thanks for joining us, and appreciate your time, and best of luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you for having
you.
us.
Oh, no problem. And we will talk to y'all later.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
All right, Coach Clark, we got you. We got you here. Let's do some housekeeping there. And there we go. Coach Clark, 12-0 start. Numbers are off the charts on the offensive side of everything. How pleased are you, and how much room for improvement do you still have left?
We've got a large room for improvement in some areas. Um, some of the things, some of the numbers get skewed because no, I'm not taking anything away from us. We've played pretty well and done a lot of things well. But when you play a team several games in a row and they've got one pitcher, and once that one pitcher comes out, the numbers kind of get a little skewed because we're doing what we're supposed to do and burying relief pitchers, and we've pitched it pretty well. Um, you know, I we've got four right now that I trust with any game that we could play. And we put on a great display of that against Georgia Highlands, one of the best teams we've played. Probably is the best team that we've played up until this point. Um, Caitlin Rain started that game. She ended up going 3 innings. She started getting hit a little bit. Leighton Arnold came in and shut the door behind her. That was huge for her to be able to do that. And that's something I've told her several times that that's what we need you to do. That's your biggest, most important thing that you can do for us is just shut that door behind the starter. She's not giving up an earned run this year. I say that, and I'm not jinxing it because it's going to happen. Everybody gives up an earned run, but she's been in relief and been able to shut the door every single time. And then she's also started some games. She ended up starting game 4 this weekend, and she did really well there too. So really proud of her. Caitlin Rains has done well. Presley's done well, and Sydney's done really well the last 2 outings that she's had. Those 4 arms. We can be in any ball game. We've just got to make sure we're doing the right things on offense, making the right adjustments. No matter the velocity of the pitcher or how she's throwing, we got to make some adjustments a little bit better than we have over the last couple of weeks. And we're going to be okay if we can do those things and continue to do the right things on defense. And the defensive side of things, we've played really well at times, and then we will have an error because the score may be one sided or just because lack of attention, and that's unacceptable. They know that, and that's stuff that we've got to fix moving forward as our schedule continues to get tougher and tougher each week until we get to conference.
Coach, I'm kind of skimming through the stats and everything. It seemed like you're getting everybody playing time early on. And I'm sure that's on purpose. What are you expecting out of your girls getting early playing time this early in the season?
Well, I think the biggest reason, like I'll just give an example: Zeta Zapp and Kayla Brothers. They're both really good players, and Molly as well, and Abby and Addison Dreas. I mentioned that a couple weeks ago before we ever started the season. They've all got some pretty equal playing time on the infield, and right now there's nobody just running away with the numbers. Kayla will have a really really good week this past week. Zeta's been very consistent for us over the last 6 months, and she does a pretty good job hitting behind Presley, and that's not easy to do because a lot of times they're choosing to pitch to you instead of pitch to Presley. After.
Yeah.
And so that's a tough task, and she gets probably gets the toughest pitching out of anybody on our team because she's batting behind Presley, right? Because if they end up putting Presley on, then they're going to have to go right at Zeta, and she's going to get the best pitching and the best spin. And Kayla did a really good job of that when we switched them out. Kayla batted behind Presley, and I think both of those have done really well. And then at short second, you got a rotation of 3 with Abby, Molly, and Addison Dreas, and all 3 of those have played really well. I think Molly and Addison are both batting over 400 right now. And then Abby's got so much power when she gets back into hitting the ball like she knows she can. She's batting over 300, but to her that's not good, right? So, um, and I'll agree in a way with that, but I think Abby's got a lot larger ceiling that she's going to get to, and being able to have three of those rotate in the middle infield is big too. Kayla Brothers can also play the middle infield, so being able to be that deep and get those players reps early, right now we're still messing with some things, and but I trust, how many is that? All five of those to play against anybody in the country at any time at any of those positions that we talked about. So that's one of the biggest parts of our rotation there. And then anytime we get a larger lead. Some of our other younger freshmen are getting some reps now, and that starts to bottleneck as we get closer. And some of them that's stepped in and done a really good job. You got Lydia Faulkner has done a really good job, and she's at third base, and she's hit the ball pretty well. And you got Lauren Farmer that's came in and some big pressure situations and got some two out runners at second and third, and she's got both RBIs every time she's done it. So she's been really big off the bench. And then in the outfield, we got about 5 or 6 that we're rotating out there with Barrett and Tinley and Peyton Earp, Lily Henry, and Evelyn Sloan. So we got a good rotation going in the outfield as well right now, and they're all playing pretty well, right? So that helps us in the long run. One, if we do have an injury to a starter, then we've got somebody that's got reps. And number two, is helping us stay rested. 12 games in 2 weeks is a lot, but we're able to stay rested because we're able to rotate our players.
I'll read this question and turn it over to you after this question, Randy. Coach, things have gone well so far. How do you feel? How do you deal with the possibility of being complacent? We know this is a grind. Do you constantly caution them about pitfalls?
Almost daily. So we got to see a little bit of it with Highlands. We jumped on them 6-0 in the first inning, and I kept telling them, 6 is not enough. You're going to have to bury this team because they're good. They've got players that they can come back and they can beat you if you're not careful and if you take this lightly. So that was a very good teaching moment. About halfway through the game, called the entire team up and kind of told them what I thought about how they were treating that game and the direction that game was going to go if they didn't turn it around, and they responded well to that. There is a fine line there of getting complacent and just we've had a lot of talks about not expecting to show up and win, right? And I don't think we have a lot of that going on. They understand that you've got to show up, you've got to play, you've got to compete every single day, because when we get to conference, any team can beat anybody on any given day. And so they realize you got to continue to work, and it doesn't matter the talent level of the team you're playing. You got to play your game. It doesn't matter what the other team does. It should not affect the way you prepare and the way that you play.
Coach, and I'm gonna steal a Phil question here. Um, Listening to Molly and Kirby talk, this team has kind of shifted gears a little bit. It's become player led, and it changes the coaching staff's role. But how much that on field player led, how much more? Well, I don't know how I'm trying to say this. How much is it easier for you once they're motivating themselves, and then it kind of takes that part away from you?
100%. So, me and a couple of players were actually talking about this the other day after the game, and the setup that we have is incredible. Like, practice is mine. Like, there's no question that if they screw up at practice, then I'm gonna let them know that they messed something up. And when you get to a game, I get to sit back, I get to manage the game. So I kind of run everything at practice, and when we get to a game, I get to just sit back and manage the game. And Coach Russo coaches third, and Delaney and Hart switch out at first or call pitches, and so it's a lot easier on me to sit back and not have to kick them in the tail every two ends and say, "Hey, we need to get some energy in here." We need to. It's not like that. They're out there pushing each other and really pulling for each other, and that's always nice to see. So I truly enjoy being around this group. And like you said, it has shifted to thankfully to a big bigger portion of player led, especially during games. I don't have to say as much as I had to in the fall or had to in years previous. I don't have to say as much because there's players in that dugout that care whether we win every inning. It's not we win the game at the end. Well, did you do what you were supposed to do for that inning? Did you do your job that inning? And so that's really helped us a ton as a coaching staff. And I like being around this group.
It's a great group. Everybody we've ever met, great young women, and we enjoyed every one of them. We even liked having Abby on. What can I say? But Coach, 2 years into the program now, is the program now taking a little bit of its own kind of it is what it is now, and it's not you imprinting on the program, but the program kind of imprinting on the young girls, if that makes sense.
Right. So, it's something that we had a vision for this. When I was by myself back in 2023 when I took the job and I was by myself, and it's really great to see this come to fruition because when this 24 class when I was recruiting them, I was recruiting the 25s at the same time. So I've been recruiting this whole team that is here from the day I stepped in to that coach's office, right? And so a lot of them had some type of connection with another player, or they're all intertwined in some way. And so that's awesome to have that background as well. So to see all this coming to fruition is pretty great, especially for the players because they didn't have to stick it out. The 2024s that are now sophomores, they didn't have to stick it out. We went 14-40 last year, and wasn't nobody happy. I mean, I'm just being honest. It wasn't a great time, and I hate losing. I hate it worse than anything in athletics, and they stuck it out and had faith in what we were bringing in. And there was times during the year that we had to pull a couple of these to the side that are still with us and say, "Hey, just hang on." And it's I promise it's going to get better. And for them to have faith in that and really see the vision for this program is been pretty cool to sit back and watch.
Coach, the first week out, Peyton wins a National Player of the Week award. And I think it talks about what a quality player she is. How good does somebody walking into the program, somebody that's coming to their first game, and they see Peyton and Abby on the field? These young ladies could play at any 4-year school pretty much too, couldn't they?
You talking about Presley?
Presley, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, they Presley,
Hey,
man,
listen,
she was.
in our house, it's just Peyton and Presley. We
Yeah.
we interchange them because they're both held in high esteem. Sorry.
Yeah, right. No, she was unconscious there for a few games. It was really really cool to watch, and I mean when you have, I mean just this past week on Wednesday she had 3 home runs in one game. I mean that's unconscious. That's not normal, and I think that's really incredible to watch. But that's just showing what she's about. The kid works hard every day, and she comes to work, and there's no doubt in my mind that she's working. And so and you guys have met her. She's a good person, and she leads by example on the field. And Abby the same way. Abby leads in her own way, but she does lead. And Abby swings it with the best of them. When Abby gets hot, then she goes unconscious sometimes, and she can have those games that she has two or three or three doubles, and she just has those games as well. And both of those players, really good players, along with several others that we have. But it is when you come up and you're watching a game and you see one of them hit a ball about 260, 270 feet is pretty impressive.
Coach, last question, Harry, and I'll come back to you. Um, as this season goes along and you've started 12-0, it's going to get tougher, and the lessons that the maybe playing in the 35 degrees and gutting it out right now, and the rundown in game practice too, it's all going to return in cards and greatness. But you've really had to work hard to get for the opportunities now. Or do they respond to hard work as a team?
Oh yeah. No, they want it, and that's a good thing. They want it. They get extra reps. They a lot of them will stay after or get there early, and that's a very hard working group, and they're gritty, and they're just a hard nosed group. They want to be challenged. They want the extra work, and so that's something that's very important when you're trying to win games. And I know we've started 12-0, and our schedule is about to get really, really tough right before conference. And then conferences, there's no gimmies in conference. So, they're learning right now how to win. And, at some point, that you start becoming, instead of the hunters, you start becoming the hunted. And, that's something else I think this group wants is, put the target on, because, they're going to work. And I think that they truly believe deep down that they're going to outwork you. And so that's something that we're working towards right now.
Did you ever have to put Tyler Van in timeout during your time with him?
No, Van was good, man.
Go ahead, Howie.
He just turned the headphones off of Tyler where he wouldn't have to listen to him.
I know
Yeah.
this trick. Yeah,
The
I've been on the
headset would go around my
sideline
neck sometimes.
when Coach Van was yelling, "Hey, will you tell Clark to put his headset back on?"
Oh, yeah.
Coach, got another question from Phil. David Russo has been a huge asset. He has pretty much seen it all.
Yeah, he's been there, done that. He did 30 years, and he kind of helps with the hitting aspect, and he's a third base coach. But to have him in the dugout, he's been there, done that, and last year he was big influence on a lot of the things we did. And I think the more and more we go along, is the less and less he tries to input. He tries to stay back, and he does a really good job at what he does. He says he sees something. He's quick, and he knows the game as well as anybody. And um, he's sent a lot of hitters to the next level, and very simple approach to his hitting style. And the best thing, I mean, he's had teams that won the national batting title, and I mean, he's been there, done that, and he just got inducted into a Hall of Fame down in Louisiana. And so he he would never admit to it, but at some point in time, he's going to go live in Gatlinburg for forever. But we hope we keep him as long as we can, because the girls love him, and he's 65 years old, but he thinks he's still 25. He'll get out there and swing the fungo and throw front toss with the best of them.
Hopefully,
Coach,
you'll be my neighbor in Gatlinburg, so I'm coming up there too.
Oh yeah.
Coach, I'm looking at the schedule. You take off to Enterprise State Community College come Wednesday. Could you kind of give us a rundown as far as what will that day be like?
Oh, we're leaving at 5:30 a.m. So the way I like to do it is we get on the bus 5:30. We head out. We will not stop until we get to Troy, which is about 45 minutes outside. We let the girls sleep all the way down to that point. So you get to Troy, we stop, we get breakfast. That's when they kind of get woken up, and then we got a 45-minute drive in. So we wake them up about an hour, and they get about an hour and a half of being back awake before they get there. And then when they get there, they stretch, throw, hit in the cage. We do our pregame routines, and we're playing. And Enterprise is a really good team, and we got some really talented players on it. So we're gonna be in for a war on Wednesday.
I don't want to jinx you, Coach, but do you give any type of buffer time in case something happens? You hit a roadblock or heaven forbid, an accident on the way down and you get caught in traffic and all that. Is there a buffer built in with all that time?
Yeah, we usually give about a 45-minute buffer just in case, and that's where that's when we sit and eat. If we haven't hit that, that roadblock at that point, we'll sit and we'll eat, and that way we know, hey, if we get held up in traffic, we'll go ahead and call Chick-fil-A or whoever we're going to and say, hey, just have it ready. We're swinging by and throw it on the bus and we're going. So we do build in a little bit of a buffer in case that anything like that were to happen, since especially on those longer bus trips, a 4-hour bus trip.
Yeah. Plus going from Gadsden to Birmingham, all that road construction too. You never know what you're going to run into.
Right.
Um, so, and then what time do you anticipate being back that night?
We play at 12 and 2, probably get done around 4:30, 5 o'clock. It's a 4-hour trip back. You got to add in an hour to eat. So probably between 10 and 11 o'clock.
And then you have them back up at 6 o'clock the next day to practice.
No, not that early. Nope. No.
Coach ain't getting up at 6 o'clock either.
No, not after that, because I still stay up and I put the score in, put the stats in before I go to bed. So you can add about another hour to that on top of when I get to leave.
Right. So, but yeah, it's interesting. So the girls are all responsible for their own gear, their own bags and everything, making sure it gets on the bus.
Yeah, and then we've got a checklist we always go by, and it hangs in our locker room to make sure they grab everything on the way out. And it's like it's got its own place, so you don't have to guess if it's there or not. If it's not in the place it's supposed to be in, then it's probably somebody's grabbed it and already put it on the bus. So we've got that checklist in place, especially on those early mornings. Everybody's half asleep, and forget your uniform. I guess I forget to play you. So that's the uniform part's on you, and if you don't bring your equipment. But haven't had that happen in a long time. But no, yeah, they're responsible for their own gear and stuff like that.
That sounds like you got a pretty good game plan on the away games and everything. Once you get into the dugout or into the locker room there, are the girls allowed to sit wherever they want to, or do you have them designated a certain area?
In the dugout?
Or no, not dugout, but
On the bus?
in the area wherever they're sitting at. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, for our locker room, they got their own lockers, and then when we get on the bus, they sit wherever they want to, and we get in the dugout. I don't really care as long as Abby's on the other side. I say that, but she'll be right beside me Wednesday. That's just how it is. She'll be right beside me until she's not. So
I'm going to ask what is it she does that gets under that? I ain't gonna say last nerve, but maybe next to last nerve.
it's just she just talks, and when she talks, she just knows what to say. It's just to push the button, and it's always at the worst time. So
So she's
Yeah.
actually talking to you then, not just talking in general.
no, it's just talking in general.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, and it's just nonstop sometimes.
As a person ate up with that disease, I understand.
And at first, it was I'd get mad at her, and then she'd pout for about 6 weeks, but now it's instead of getting mad at her, I don't even say anything now. I just point. She knows. She just goes to the other side. So
Why don't you put her next to Hart and make him deal with it?
he says bad words, so we don't do that. He
Coach
he might get upset.
Coach Hart does.
It's like two peas in a pod there.
I love this show. I love this show.
You can't put them too close together.
Yeah.
Somebody's getting hit in the head with a bat if those two are sitting
Yeah.
beside each other.
That's what I was thinking.
So what would happen if both of them ended up next to you?
Oh no, I don't think that's ever happened.
What if it does happen?
It won't happen for long. They'll both end up at the other side of the dugout. Sit them both in the bullpen.
Both of them being timeout, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Coach, we appreciate your time. Randy, you have anything before we let Coach?
I got one question, Coach. When you're making your lineup, and I know you don't have a set lineup, but do you have to figure? You were talking about hitting behind, Presley or hitting behind Abby or hitting behind one of the big sticks in your lineup. And I saw something where Jeff Kent talked about hitting behind Barry Bonds all the time. Do you have to be conscious of if the person behind one of your big Presley gets just kind of overran with because she's going to catch the best of the best. Maybe get them out there for a game or two and let them hit somewhere else in the lineup.
Yeah, yeah. If they're if they're getting just blown up there right behind Presley, then there's a shot we move them around, um, and then there's games where if Presley gets out the first time, then she may get the better pitching, and then
Yeah.
so there's always an upside to it as well. But every once in a while, when somebody does, and Zeta can have that game, and Kayla can have that game where they're the threat, right? And that's what's good about our lineup. We've got probably 5 or 6 players right in the middle of that lineup that could be that guy at any given moment. And so that's something really unique about our lineup. But yeah, if you're struggling in that one spot, you may get moved down to see a little better pitching, get your confidence back up, see some better pitches, get that batting average back up, and let you feel like you're doing something again.
Are they players that's just comfortable being at the bottom of the order?
Yeah, I think so. When you get to this level, I mean, once you go through the lineup the first time, it's just who's next, and
Everybody can hit,
right. And it's no, for our team also, we don't have some places the 7, 8, 9 just can't hit. Well, our 7, 8, 9 hit it pretty well right now, and so um, that's something that it don't really matter where you're at in the lineup, and once you go through the first time, the order is irrelevant, right? So it's really just strategic of who's got the hot bat, who's getting on base, when do we want to put the hot bat behind the ones that are getting on base, so we can get some more RBIs in that situation. What kind of pitcher we're going to see, and that dictates a lot of that too. So
Coach, I
There's
was
a
looking
lot.
I'm sorry, Randy. I was looking at Presley's stats real quick. Six home runs and 30 at bats. Not too shabby.
that's what I was talking about. Unconscious. She there for a little bit. We felt I felt mad at her when she hit a single, but no, she did really well there for a little bit. But she's coming back to reality and back down, and so she had a game the other day. She went 1 for 4. Probably felt like a failure, but she did really well. Like she's fine. It's hard when you snap back out of that to think, how 1 for 4 is not bad. 2 for 3 is not bad, right? So no, she had an incredible start to the season.
19 RBIs and 30 at bats. That's pretty good ratio right there.
Yeah, and the RBIs I contribute to Evelyn Spawn and Tinley Johnson, and
Yeah.
Peyton Earp. They're get on base in front of her, and that's going to help always, as long as Evelyn and Tinley are both really good hitters and both dynamic and both um, can do a really good job of being on base. And when they're on, and then you get Presley, um, Zeta, Molly, Kayla, whoever right there to swing it right behind them. That puts you in a really good situation.
Isn't it amazing when the player in front of someone and the player behind someone is hitting well, that player is usually hitting well.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yes. I fully believe it's contagious. Confidence goes up, and that's one thing I like about Evelyn in the one hole. She kind of, even if we got a big arm out there, she's going to try. Her job, and she knows her job is to settle that tension of maybe there's a big arm out there, and she's gonna do a really good job of getting on base however she needs to get on base this year.
For the people that wants to see something interesting, go to the Gadsden State website to their softball schedule, and it shows their the previous games and everything, and it tells the wins, the loss, and who the leader was in hits, RBIs, and runs. And against Columbia State Community College, it's Presley Slayton, 4 hits, 3 runs, and 8 RBIs. So her
Yeah.
name was straight across there. It was like Presley, Presley, Presley.
That was the game she hit 3 home runs in one game.
Yeah, well, she couldn't get the fourth out or something, or she's tired.
No, they walked her the fourth time,
Oh, yeah.
or hit her by the pitch. I think they hit her by a pitch.
Yeah, I would hit her too if
Yeah.
she'd homered 3 times.
Yeah, yeah. And Molly hit a home run or 2 home runs that day. Abby hit one that day too. So we swung it really well that day.
Yeah, that's the day you won 15-2. So a lot of runs, a lot of great offensive power that you're showing so far. And how are you pleased with that this early, or are you afraid that maybe later on that the power or the offense may not be there?
Well, the way that we train at practice, we train for really good pitching. And so for them to be able to, and that's one thing that they've got to learn is being able to adjust to somebody that tries to throw somebody that's off speed or somebody that does try to throw slower, because we train for velocity at practice. We don't train for 52 miles an hour with a downspin. We don't. We may train for a downspin, but we're training higher velocity, and so for them to be able to make those adjustments, that does make me pretty proud, because the fact of we don't see slower arms at practice. We don't see slower velocity at practice. The slowest thing they're ever going to get is front toss, and we don't do a lot of that front toss. So, they're doing a really good job of making adjustments. I think the worst game that we may have made a adjustment was Georgia Highlands. They brought somebody in that didn't have as much velocity, and she was really really spinny. And I think it took us till maybe the bottom of the sixth to start making the adjustments that we needed to make. So, you know, in a way, yes, I'm pleased with that, but in a way, no. I think that we've still got to keep improving on the velocity side of things. As we see that every day. And when we get to conference, especially right out of the gate, you got Shoals that's got two good pitchers. You got Northeast that's got several good pitchers, and then you got Wallace that's got several good pitchers. I mean, we got three big ones right out of the gate. And there's not really a series that you just look at and you say, well, we should win all four, right? Because everybody's competitive. Everybody's going to have good arms. Shelton's got two really good arms as well. I mean, so this league is built off of better pitching and better velocity, and so that's what we're working on behind the scenes. And if we just so happen to get um, a game where maybe we get a pitcher that's not throwing as hard, we still got to learn to adjust, because still got to learn a way or find a way to win that ball game.
One last thing on the stats, and I'm going back to Presley one more time. Can't forget about her pitching. Her stats, 4 appearances, 3 wins, 14 innings pitched, and a ERA of 0.95.
Mm-hmm.
She's done it offensively and defensively so far to start the season.
Yeah, no doubt. She's been really big for us in the circle. She's going to be really big for us in the circle throughout the year. And what I like about Presley is that you don't have to tell her if she's doing bad. She knows. And that's something that she takes pride in. And I'm still going to tell her, but she don't. You don't have to. She fixes it herself. She puts her foot down. If somebody were to hit a double off of her, then good luck to the next batter doing the same thing, because she's going to buckle back in, and she knows what she messed up. And so she's been really good in the circle for us.
That's awesome. Randy, you have anything before we let Coach Clark go?
No, I let Coach Clark go home and see his lovely family. Had a long day.
Yeah. Coach, we appreciate you taking the time to join us. Join us 2 weeks from today. We'll have you back on, and hopefully you still got a 0 at the end of the on your record there. What would it be? About 14-0, or no? You'd be about 18-0 by the time you get back, possibly.
We I don't know. We got some tough games coming up, so we'll see how we respond to those. And like I said, Enterprise's number one pitcher is as good as most. She pitched in our league last year and did really really well. So we're in for some dog fights here coming up, and that's good. That's what we want.
Absolutely. And of course, the last thing we're going to let you do is any shout outs you'd like to give tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna give Coach Blake Lewis, Doctor Blake Lewis. He's our head baseball coach and athletic director. He just hit 300 career wins yesterday.
Oh,
As
yeah.
they beat Alpena. So That's a really big milestone, and how he juggles having to be the AD and the head baseball coach is beyond me. That's tougher than something that I want to do. So, he's got a lot on his plate, and hitting 300 is pretty big.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach, best of luck on your trip Wednesday. I know it's a long, which you don't really have very many close games, but that's going to be a long bus ride down there and back. And best of luck to you. And looking forward to talking to you, in 2 weeks to see how everything's going and see which one or two players you let join us on that show as well.
Sure.
Um, so, Randy, you ain't got nothing, so we'll move on.
Good.
Good deal. Coach Clark, thanks for joining us. So for Howard Chaney and Randy Cunningham, Coach Clark, thank you for joining us. And thanks to Molly Weaver and Kirby Wisner for joining us. Coach wouldn't let us have them the whole show, but that's all right as well. They need to get some rest anyway. They got a long ride come up in a day.
Yep.
How long will you practice tomorrow since you got a game on Wednesday and going to have to get up early and everything?
We'll go full practice tomorrow.
No
Yeah,
rest
today was a lighter day, so
no rest for the weary, huh?
today was well, we played Saturday, Sunday, so today was a little lighter day, and then tomorrow will be full. So, they'll go straight from practice, probably straight to the dorm, go to sleep, be ready to go.
How the crap did you get the games in on Sunday? It came a flood the whole day up here.
We're turf.
So
It
it don't
stopped.
matter.
It stopped raining about 3 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
About 2:30 ish. We played at 3 and 5. So
Okay.
yeah.
Good deal. All right. It rained the whole day up here, so I wasn't sure. So anyway, thanks for joining us. Thanks for everybody watching. Support us. Go out support Gadsden State. They'll be back home in a few days, and this weekend actually Saturday they'll be at
Yep.
home. And got two different teams coming in Saturday. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is
Yep.
it a tournament or just?
It's just a little try match. We'll play Columbia, then Columbia will play LBW, and then we'll play LBW on the back end.
Awesome. Good deal. So if you want to get out and watch the softball game, Saturday will be the day because you'll have three games that you can actually watch at one
Yep.
place. So
Yep.
anyway, everybody, thanks for joining us tonight. Join us 2 weeks from tonight, and we'll have Coach Clark and a couple more players on, hopefully, to talk to them and maybe find out who's got the best impersonation of Coach Clark. I should have done it tonight.
You may want to do a Coach Russo impersonation or Coach Hart one.
We're a PG. We can't do Coach Hart. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Anyway.